So, yeah, I'm Allie from the Moab Museum here with Danny McDonald, and we're going to talk about her mother's mining helmet that we have on display now in the U92 Moab's Uranium Legacy Temporary Exhibition. What was your mom like?
She was a spitfire. There was nothing that she couldn't do. If someone else could do it, she could do it too.
Including mining, right?
Correct.
Okay. How did her coal mining career start?
She was trying to support 2 children as a single mother and finding it difficult working 3 jobs. And one of them was bartending, and she would listen to the miners talk about how much money they made in their 8-hour shifts. And she decided that she would give that a try. They were hiring. So she went for an interview, and they took her into a condemned part of the mine to scare her away. And she had to get down on her hands and knees to actually get into that part of the mine. And when they came out, she asked the guy what time he wanted to show up for work, which he was quite stunned, but then had to hire her. And then they had to build her own bathhouse, and the men didn't like her in there, and the women didn't like her in there, but
Yeah. Why didn't the women like her in there?
because she was very beautiful.
Yeah,
And they
she
didn't-
was.
And they didn't want women in the mine with their husbands, and the men didn't want her in there because of the superstition of women in a coal mine.
What is that?
Well, it was just supposed to be bad voodoo that would cause problems.
And she was a hard worker
Yes.
in the mine.
Correct. She had worked there for not a very long time, and the men came to her and asked her to please not work so hard because she was laying brick stoppings, and you can count how many bricks you lay in a day, and they had a habit of crawling behind the bricks and turning off their light and going to sleep, and then it would be pitch black and nobody knew they were there. So she was laying more bricks than they were. So they wanted her to slow down, and she told them that she did an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, and so that didn't make them happy.
Yeah, I thought. And this was in Paonia. you
Correct,
said? Okay.
correct.
And what year?
You know, I don't know the year, but she was the first woman coal miner in the valley, and then after that there were more that came. So I went to college in the late 70s, and she was already working there, so somewhere probably between 75.
Okay. So you were in college at that time.
No, I was in high school when she went to work there.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, she was still working there when I went to college.
What
so.
do you remember about her day to day when you were in high school going there?
To chew the mine?
Yeah.
Oh, just when she came home, there would be coal on her eyes, and it's hard to wash that stuff off
I'm sure.
very well.
And did people ask you about your mom working in the mine?
I think it was a big deal at first, since she worked with most of their fathers.
Yeah.
So
But later it was okay?
yeah, then it just became, I mean, it wasn't very many years before there was at least a couple of other women.
Got it.
So there was one time when a helicopter took out the highline wires leading to the mine, and they had to walk out like 10 miles with only the lights on their helmets, because when the power shuts down, those trolleys that they ride in are electric. So
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Do any of the stickers on this helmet stick out to you?
you know, not really. I never did pay that much attention to it before.
Can you tell me about the name?
The name was my first stepfather, and she married him. We lived in Arizona, and my mother was actually a model. And she married him, and we moved to Colorado to a cattle ranch. And we lived there for like 5 years, and then they got divorced. So that was his name.
Yeah.
So
But her maiden name was
Legg.
Legg. Okay.
Legg. And she grew up on a bean farm in the Four Corners.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you regard your mother today? I mean, obviously she's hardworking and inspiring.
Oh yeah, I mean, she truly could do anything, and did. I mean, you name it, she could do it. She cooked, she sewed, she gardened, she worked in the coal mine, she modeled, she was a business person.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, at first glance, you're wondering maybe how does a female coal miner from Colorado have anything to do with uranium? But then you think about the story of this helmet and how it came from a local who is an antique enthusiast in Moab, who loaned it to us for this exhibition just because it's interesting. And then we had an amazing researcher on staff named Mindy who tracked the genealogy of her name down to you. And am I correct in thinking that you had someone in your family that was a uranium miner in Moab?
Not in Moab. My
Okay.
father owned a drilling company,
Got it.
and when I was a little girl, he had some rigs in Moab, and they were doing core sampling for uranium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was probably 10, 11 at that time.
Do you
So-
remember anything about that?
That there wasn't much in Moab. then.
Okay.
It's very different now.
Yeah, it is. Just so much less commercialism
hmm
and hotels and things like that.
Right, it wasn't a big deal then.
Did you go very often and spend time there, or just kind of?
Just that one summer
Okay.
when he had rigs there.
Anything you remember about it?
Oh, the hotel with the swimming pool. That's what
Really?
you remember when you're 10.
Yeah,
I think it's
absolutely.
still there, yes.
I wonder what it's called.
I don't know,
It's
but
probably
I
something
could,
different
I
now.
could pick it out driving down the street. But yeah,
Well, that's a funny full circle thing and a testament to the life of an object. You know, I'm lucky to be able to track you down and to have you talk to me about it and learn more about your mother. She sounds amazing.
she was amazing.
I know. Would you have ever thought? Like, were you surprised when we called you?
I was absolutely surprised. And then I didn't realize it had both of her names on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh, maybe it's hers, maybe it's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my friends sent me a picture of it because they were in your museum. And I realized it had her full name on it. And I went, oh, it is hers for sure. So yeah, that's kind of
That's right.
interesting.
Well, I'm glad that we can pay her a little bit of a tribute. even
She
all the
would
way
be
over there.
pleased.